Okay, this is my next monthly update video, and the thing is, not much changes. Things have been going on lately. The biggest thing I can say was towards the beginning of the month. It was, I think, the 6th. I didn't necessarily say, like, verbally coming out of my mouth, say yes, but I did say yes in a different way. But you can see yep. So yeah, engaged to my girlfriend, which would be now my fiance. I can actually say that now. And the way I'm feeling about it is really good. It's just family. The way family's been finding out is kind of frustrating. Because when my mom knew what was going to happen, she started telling everyone, which was frustrating. So, but other than that, with my transition, what's going on, my body has gone to a point where, well, the last time I seen the, not this last time, but the time before, when I had everything checked, it was all good. Then that was the doctor for my hormones and whatnot. Everything was good there. And the last time I seen was my primary care physician. My weight's still the same, 133.4, and the way everything's been going, my body seems to be stabling out, where I'm not really gaining. I'm not losing anything, but I'm not gaining anything. But it feels like the only place I'm actually gaining is my breasts. Every now and then, and it feels like they're close to being done growing. So just the way I'm feeling, it just feels like it's just almost there with the fullness. It's just the tops of them is where I'm having the issues. Just, it's not much, but it's enough to where I notice. It's just a little bit of fullness is where I'm needing. So they would be not having issues, I can say, with bras fitting along the tops through here. Mostly like more full coverage styled bras. But anything that's not full coverage fits just fine. So just the way my size and shape is. So yeah, and seems like everything's filled in and distributed just right. last I took my measurements, my hips have gained to 36.5 inches on my hips. And even though I have more weight, my tummy just seems to still be 29 inches. And the bust was 39 last I measured that. So, yeah. I noticed with my leg hair the other day, it's like the bulk of how much hair was left seems to thin out, so it's less hair on my legs, but it's still enough to where it's there. And last year when my prescriptions were switched around and I gained that body hair, especially the spot that was right next to the bikini line on my legs, that area, that hair hasn't gone away. So, yeah. And facial hair that's come back then hasn't gone away. And since surgery, with the hormone differences, I haven't gained new hair, so that's good. And the hair that I gained in the tummy area that's came in back then hasn't gone away either. But the weird thing is, I've noticed recently, nipple hair that was there hasn't really, since last time I noticed it and shaved it, it hasn't really, it's either grown really slow or it hasn't come back. So, yay there. And it seems like my underarm hair is less. Recently I checked, but there's still a little bit there. So next week I have an appointment to get laser touch-up done on my underarms, then the jawline through here, and the chin here and here, and the upper lip here, where that hair is still there, or that has come back. So, yeah. But the thing is, I don't know how my body's going to react to it with the hormone difference, because how the hormone changes the skin. Because with my testosterone being at 0, I know it's going to help with the hair not being testosterone filled anymore, or very little, but it's going to be worth it getting that done. Just have to let them know so they can adjust things. So looking forward to that. It's like fun times with the pain and the heat from it, but it's so worth it in the end to not have to deal with this issue. So yeah, and the thing that's frustrating right now is I'm still waiting to hear back from the surgeon, the surgical team, about revision, because they said they're going to get it pre-approved. They're going to work on getting it pre-approved with insurance. Then they're going to call me back to set up an appointment. And outpatient procedure to get the touch-up down there with everything. And I'm just, yeah, just kind of frustrated at how long it takes. But it's mostly because part of the issue I'm having is that erectile tissue that surrounds the urethra, how it bulges out. That's the part that's having the most issue with, because that spot, for some reason, it just keeps feeling drier than it should. Still feels like it's been rubbed raw at times, which is uncomfortable, but once it gets tacked back down, it shouldn't have issues. And it's just my physical parts down there. It's taking time. The left labia majora, the outer labia, is looking really good. It's filled in more. Even though the filling in's going slow, it is still filling in, which sometimes I feel like it's really uncomfortable at times in some spots, but it's worth it. But my concern is the right side. It just isn't really the upper part of it on the right side. The right labia majora, it's the upper part of it. I should say the upper half towards the mons pubis, and halfway from there down, it's like there, but not filled in enough to give the right shape and look. So that's the reason why I'm wanting the fat transfer, to fill those areas in. And that's what they're trying to get pre-approved with insurance, because the insurance usually doesn't like to pay for stuff like that because it's considered cosmetic and not actually necessary. So, but everything else is looking really good, even though my labia minora needs to be lifted back up. When everything's closed together, it looks really good, even better. And it's actually helping with my dysphoria, the better it looks. So, yeah. And it's really functional. As things keep healing, the functionality is just even more amazing. And it's just the way the last week I've been noticing with my vaginal canal. There's times where it's more sensitive, there's times where it's less sensitive, but recently, with dilating, I've noticed the dilator, the largest one, the orange, slides in really easily with enough lubrication. It's just like, there's a tightness to it, where when the dilator goes in, I feel everything, but it's the right tightness where the dilator still goes in easily. And that's what I'm experiencing lately with that. And it's just the sensitivity of it, just because I feel everything with that right amount of tightness. Just, I can't really say it's not pleasurable, or it is. It's just that sensitivity where I feel it. So, but I can say in a sexual sense, it is pleasurable, I can say, from the functionality, the feeling of it. So, and yeah, other than that, I just pretty much go throughout my day and I don't really even notice my genitalia as much anymore, unless it's having some discomfort, like some pain or some stinging from the nerves, or an issue, because I still have some scar tissue I'm still working on, how that can cause some issues. or clothing's a little bit too tight. Those are like the only times I notice it. And I've been noticing also lately, clothing fits so much better now since having the surgery and gaining weight. Clothing fits my body like clothing's supposed to fit. The way they design clothing, I should say. That's the right size and shape for my body. It just fits a lot better without issues. And it just makes a whole world of difference. Having the surgery, the way clothing fits too. And the thing is, from my experience, surgery in my transition so far up to this point has been worth it. Every bit of it, all the pain, discomfort, joy and happiness, all the good and all the bad that's come with it, it's worth it. And from my experience, I can't say about anyone else's, but from my personal experience, it dramatically reduced my gender dysphoria, which I still have some. It never will go away fully, but it's decreased so much, and the hormones have really helped with that mind-body connection, with having a brain that's born female. That's a lesbian. That's, yeah, female brain. That's a lesbian with a fluid sexuality. The hormones have helped with correcting the body and sending the right signals from the body to the brain. It's helped so much with that, where I'm having less issues with my body because of it than I did back in 2006, when that was the worst year of my life with my body and everything. So yeah, the one thing I've been curious about, just based on how before surgery, how my genitalia looked, I can say, and how it reacted to the hormone replacement therapy. Well, my chromosomes might be, if there's a difference than what they normally typically would be, with all the different variations out there. Because I was thinking about that a bunch of times to see if there is a difference, and if there is, I was like, that would make sense, the way things looked. But other than that, I'm really happy that I've gone through this and got on the hormones, have surgery, even though I'm still waiting for the revision to be done. I don't regret it once. I don't regret one thing about my transition. The only thing that could be considered a regret, the only thing I would change if I could, starting hormone replacement therapy a lot sooner. That's the only thing I would change. Everything I would leave the same. My whole transition, I'd leave everything the same, but starting hormones sooner. That's the only thing I would like to have had changed. But because the way things happened, it just made my experiences the way they are and who I am. So yeah, other than that, I don't regret it. It was worth it. And if anyone else out there says crap like you're gonna regret it, it doesn't work, it's not helpful, or any of that other crap people say out there, it's like, don't listen to them. Be yourself and do what you need to do for your unique individual body. Because the therapist I used to have before the one I have now, she would, one of the conversations was, that's always stuck with me. It's like, what's more important? It's like this or your health. It's like this over here or your health. What's more important? So, if you think about it that way, what's more important? Anything others say, or how you're feeling, or things you're going through, what's more important? This other thing or your health? And what I did is I chose because pretty much the topic I was dealing with was not being able to become pregnant and all that. So she was like, becoming pregnant or your health, what's more important? Having a child of your own biologically or your health? So I chose to have the surgery over having a biological child for my health, because that was more important to get the surgery and get better than to have to put the surgery off and my hormones off for 6 months, like 3 to 6 months, to do all the necessary things to have a biological child. So I chose health. And I don't regret it. So that's some of the thoughts on my mind. So yeah. Because I made that decision and I don't regret it. I'm actually a lot happier because of it. So having the surgery and everything, and I have a lot better health because of it and everything else. So yeah. So other than that, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. And if there's enough of the same question, I might do a video on it. So, yeah, until my next video, whenever that will be.